Okay, let's address the other columns in variable view and hopefully finalize setting up our variables. One thing that I didn't mention before that you make sure that you do is save. Save your work early and save often. And so I've already saved this. You just go to Save As and then save your file, save it to a flash drive, save it to your network drive at Penn State, save it to your desktop, and then upload it to Google Drive if you want, so you can have access to the files anywhere. Any of those would work. So I already saved this, and I saved it as raw, meaning that this is the raw data. Once I start actually inputting and working with the data, then I'll probably save this as a working file, just in case I mess something up. I want a clean backup version that I can go back to. Okay. So I've already saved it. So save early, save off. Okay. So the next column that we have here is the values column, and you only need to do the values for a variable if it is categorical. All right. So we have a few categorical variables in here. The first one being straw position. All right. And so so in setting up your code book, you should have named your variables, decided if they're continuous or categorical, and then for every categorical variable, you should have decided, well, you should have, dummy coded each of the categories or levels for that particular variable, categorical variable. So our first categorical variable is straw position. All right. So we have two conditions. We have the teeth condition, and then we have the lips condition. And so I have again, it's arbitrary which condition that you start with, but since I have the teeth condition up here, I will dummy code the teeth condition as 0 and then the lips condition as 1. So if we go back to SPSS and we have our straw variable, if we click on the values cell here for this particular variable, we click 3 dots, and then we can enter the values and labels for those values. So 0, and then this will be teeth. And then 1 will be lips. So we enter the value, enter the label, and then click Add. And then if you screwed up and you misspelled something, or we're going to go back and change the number, you can always go back and click on it, and then you can click on Remove. Thought you could also click on Change. Oh yeah, you can go in here and you can correct it, and then if you need to, you can click Change. But that looks good. 0 equals teeth, 1 equals lips. Again, all the data that we're inputting here is going to be numerical. And just because we're assigning dummy codes to these categories, to these levels, does not make it categorical. The order of these numbers is not meaningful. We could flip these numbers around. We could make 0 lips, 1 teeth. It does not matter. As long as when you're inputting the data, you know what 0 means and you know what 1 means. So we'll click OK. And then today, generally, academic, these variables are continuous. We get to gender, though. Gender is categorical. All right, so down here, and so we have 3 choices for gender, 3 options, 3 levels. And so we have male, female, and other. And so I like to start with, I know males first in the survey, then female, then other. Again, it doesn't matter as long as you know what dummy code is assigned to each category. And so since male is starting here, I will start with 0 for men, 1 for women, and then 2 for other, just because male is listed here first. So 0, male, 1, female, and 2, other. I know, this was not the best option here. Other, I don't like to other non-binary or agender individuals. I should have known better back then, but I definitely do not put other these days. Okay, so 0, male, 1, female, 2, other. And then we have year in school, and so we have categorical options here. So again, I'll start with 0, freshman, 1, sophomore, 3, junior, 4, senior. And technically, we could treat this as continuous or categorical, really. But we'll put in the... What's here? So 0, freshman, 1, sophomore, 2, junior, 3, senior. And again, you may be wondering why we start with 0. You could start with 1, but there are reasons down the line where it's advisable where you start with 0. And those aren't readily apparent now, but maybe in the future if we get to that point. And then finally we have ethnicity, and so we have a few options here. We have 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0 will be Asian Pacific Islander, and I may copy and paste here to help. 1, American. Three, Latino, Hispanic, 4. So there are 5 options. And click OK. So I'll stop this video here, and then I'll make a final one to deal with the other column since we're pushing 8 minutes here.